Hey,
Relax on
easy
this
there. I think we're
day.
live and we are on episode 12. So it's been a while. Jen, you there?
Yeah.
All
Hi.
right. I'm gonna dial
Enjoying
in
the
some video stuff here. Look at that green room. I guess I should send you the link. We're just kind of hanging out, getting things started on
well,
YouTube, and then once we're situated, we'll post it on Facebook, and whoever wants to join in can join in. So it's kind of like the hangout period. We're just getting started, knocking the cobwebs off.
yeah. We needed a couple weeks, didn't we? We needed a couple weeks respite. But
Yeah,
can we talk about the elephant in the room? About what's happening with you guys at the end of the month?
yeah. I'll be a married man in what's today? The 14th, 11 days. So been busy.
Yeah, Addie's been planning his wedding with the love of his life, Jen, who I
Yep.
love to death. So, if you're wondering why we've been kind of, not being able to connect all the time during the week like we always have,
Yeah.
well, number one, for me, it's fall foray. So I'm running like a long-tailed cat in a room full of rockers, trying to get what I can all over the place. But specifically in Maine this year, because of the drought, it's made things increasingly difficult to make sure that I have stock for tincture for next year. So, I've been running all over the place, and Addie has been planning his wedding and having all his celebrations that lead up to it. So,
Yeah, it's been a fun time. If shout out to people that have been married. It's more than I thought it would go into it. In a good
yeah,
way.
it's it's a lot. And that's why I swear honeymoons are there because the bride and groom really need a
Mm.
break after
Yeah, and we're getting
that
one,
whole
so
marathon.
we'll be down at in and around the Outer Banks, so that's gonna be a fun
Yeah,
time. And
yeah. Did you
yeah,
did
it's
you
gonna
see
be
the
a good
pic?
time.
Did you see the pictures? Did you see the pictures that my clients down in the Outer Banks, down in Roanoke, that
Yeah,
they
I know who
posted?
they are. Yeah, I might
Yeah,
shoot them a complimentary message or something.
definitely.
But yeah,
But
it's gonna be like
Nettie,
Halloween town down there. So Roanoke is a
yeah,
little island, turns into like a big Halloween town. We love Halloween, so it's perfect
yeah,
time.
it got a lot of king tide flooding because of the storm
Yeah.
that went up there this week. So, Nettie posted some excellent, video and pictures of the surf and how far it was coming in. And she told me she's about 5 or 6 miles inland. And it's an island, so of course it's coming on both sides. So
Yeah, it's gonna be a little
as
frightening
a
out
kid,
there because you got to take a ferry just to get to that place. So
yeah,
you don't drive
make
to
it
it.
now making tinctures for me. My clients I take in as
Hmm.
like family, So I've got a lot of clients down in North Carolina. Nettie's the one that lives out in the Outer Banks that I know of. So of course I worry about her, but a lot of these climate effects that are happening, you'll see me post on the Practical Foragers, hunker down. This is what's coming. It it's done with intent. Because
Yeah.
I generally do care about every single person that I'm part of their health journey. So I want to make sure that everybody's okay. Unfortunately, Maine, I was getting texts from my friends down in southern New England, down in Connecticut, New York early this morning, asking me, Janice, did you get any rain? I'm really praying that you got rain. And we didn't get one single drop. Not one.
Dude, you
So,
guys, I'm sorry to cut you off, but you guys have had the saddest foraging season I've ever seen. I just started like getting into different groups this year, but what a
yeah.
letdown, the main mushroom group. I'm sorry. Sorry to
It,
interrupt you.
all of us in the main mushroom group, you know, David Spar, all those guys, they're wonderful guys, and they really know their business when it comes to IDing and things like that. So that group is heavily populated. And, around August, you start seeing king bolete start to come up in parts of, northern Mass and southern New Hampshire. And you'll start to see them kind of pop up here in Maine, too, in certain spots. Nothing.
Wow.
So this is what I want everybody to understand, okay? Anybody that wild forages to produce quality therapeutic tinctures, okay, whether it be mushrooms or plants, everything that we do depends on Mother Nature and the world's weather patterns, both historical and present. So years like this year, you'll notice prices will definitely rise.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Scarcity, number one. Good luck finding stuff here in Maine. The entire state. I'm not just talking where I live.
Yeah.
I have literally put over 8,000 miles on my vehicle since July.
Yep.
8,000 miles. Okay. So
I'm getting ready to share a diagram for you.
Yeah. Places with the prices of gas, the maintenance, the tolls, the time, the effort.
Yeah, here you go.
Is compensable. Okay. Could I buy cultivated reishi and turkey tail and things like that and all the other medicinals that I make? Absolutely. I can grow it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unethical for me because my focus is strictly on heavy medicinals found in nature and making quality therapeutic tinctures that actually work.
Yeah, and they do work because the second you stop taking them, you're like, wow, that's how you know they're really working. I'm telling you, like when you first start taking them, it takes maybe a week or two, and then you just kind of
not even.
Yeah.
The turkey, really kicks
like a
in
week.
Like 3 or 4 days.
Turkey tail helps you. Yeah, different for everybody, but generally, like a week, 2 weeks, you should 100% be getting the benefits from it.
Especially reishi with helping the
reishi will calm you down. It'll bring you some calmness.
Isn't it great?
Yeah. So listen to this. I got the drought monitor up too. So
okay.
If you go on Facebook, I got you. I just blasted it. So you should be able to click on the live stream
head there right now.
Mute it. But I got
because everybody knows how ancient I am. Let me get my laptop and my
so I'm gonna read it for the people for people listening.
Facebook.
We got a map released Thursday, October 9th, 2025. So this is pretty valid data. This is from Maine's government website. And abnormally dry, moderate drought, severe drought, extreme drought, exceptional drought. Yeah, they're all lit up. So there's all most of it's from severe to exceptional, which is like bad.
And okay,
and extreme.
I'm almost at the YouTube page.
So it's severe and extreme in Maine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull
you
up
see
Pennsylvania
that big red
drought.
band?
Yeah, you see that?
That nice big red band. That is right next to where that's right where I am. Okay. So I might be
Can you mute your laptop?
Yes, there it is. See, I am. I'm just like those old people.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my goodness. Understand. Okay. Oh, hold on a second. All right, there it is. That red band, pretty much, if you look back in July or August, if anybody at home wants to research it, was pretty much throughout the whole state of Maine. And when we get these cool nights and we get the frost, but these rivers, these massive rivers that Maine is known for, and I put a picture up on the Practical Foragers in the last week.
Yeah, here's some more statistics too for you to look at.
Yeah, the Saco River is usually full of tubers and people going down. They have all these tube companies and they have all these impromptu flash tube get-togethers, and everybody just has these amazing floats. No tubers on it, and all you see is a river rat for miles and miles and miles. And, I have an annual, kayaking trip that, I got a bunch of friends of mine that, we started doing about 10 years ago, and we decided we were going to do it this year. It got canceled because there's no water.
There's no water here. Listen, I'm going to, this is level 3. This is severe, right? So I'll read off how severe it gets. And this is the red band you were talking about. So crop loss is widespread. Would you check that off?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Christmas tree farms are stressed. Are your Christmas tree farms stressed?
Oh, yeah.
Dairy farmer. Sorry, I'm not trying to laugh. I'm sorry, but that was just a weird one for them to throw in. So Christmas trees must be a big deal up there. Dairy farmers are struggling financially.
Yeah.
Because they're, what does that have to deal with? Cattle?
Yeah, it has to do with cattle.
They all drink out of the river, right?
Well, listen, if they don't have enough water,
like farm water, like
animals in their
well water and stuff.
Well, if there's not a stream, if they're a big scale farm, they're gonna have their water all piped and stuff like that.
Got you.
But
all right.
Those farms are on wells.
Yeah, they just have to do like a farm, like when you do like a perk test to own a farm, it only has to go down like so much feet, right? It's not like drinking water; it's just farm water. I think that's what they call
you
it.
pay thousands per foot to drill for an artesian well.
Yeah,
so
I know.
What's happening is a lot of these wells are drying up, and as you know, as I talked to you before we did the podcast, there's a restaurant up here in Western Maine, that I've gone to. I think I was there like about a year ago. I mentioned, and it's called Peace, Love, and Waffles. And it's a husband and wife. They renovated this barn. They turned it into like this little restaurant. It's a family-run business. Local food. Okay, they source locally, which is why I went. They had to close.
Oh, that's a shame.
Because their well ran dry, and they had to dig another well. So that means that
you're not supposed to let them run dry, right? That's like a bad thing, right?
Well, how are you gonna know when your well runs dry?
I don't know. See, we had one in Pennsylvania. We're kind of spoiled. There's so much natural resources. I mean, I guess we haven't had a drought like that in a while. All right, so I'm going to show you a map of PA. Ready to flip flop it and see how different it is.
How that is.
All right, let's see. Pennsylvania, and it's funny, right where there's a little white blotch. I mean, I'm not trying to give away where I live, but I live right around it. So go ahead and take a look. This is October 7th. It was updated, so a week ago.
I'm seeing just the main map still.
All right, it should pop up.
It'll populate. Yeah, I'll let you know when it does.
But there's a lot of yellow, and that still means it's a little dry, but that's not too bad. You know what I mean?
Well, at least you could pick ghost pipe this year.
That's abnormally dry, right? So it's kind of dry, kind of abnormal. There's pockets of areas that are better than others, but there is no red except for this little corner, and there's only a tiny bit of tan towards the middle and up in Western PA, which actually Western PA, everyone was reporting good stuff there, but it must be where that drought was starting in Maine and through New York, probably bled down into the Erie area.
Well, you ended up, it's just the luck of the draw. I mean, it's nature. You can't always predict it. Put it this way: all the hundreds of years of historical weather that I keep track of in order to determine how any up and coming foraging year should be, there's no way I would have predicted this.
Yeah, everybody was having a blast and like down south in Virginia and Carolina. Just for giggles, let me see what do you want to look up? Tennessee. Let's see how Tennessee.
I think New York
got. I don't know. I thought Pennsylvania was normal. We usually get a drought So it's not like one, like this year in some areas aren't abnormal. Look at that.
I wonder how New York, New Jersey.
Here, I got Tennessee. Look how nice and spoiled they were. Yeah, down south was great. Like according to all the YouTube commenters and Facebookers that we have in our group, shout out the Practical Foragers group on Facebook. People down south were crushing it, like Carolinas, Tennessee, deeper in Maryland.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, none.
Well, I think the Midwest did pretty good this year. I mean, they got average, I think.
I don't think the people of Michigan did well, though. Remember, everyone was reporting stuff being laid up there.
I think being late, but then it,
It
according
happened.
to the myco groups, they've done okay.
So it just didn't happen.
No.
All right, I'll look up one more. What one? New York. Because if you dip down a little further, maybe you would have been in New York, right?
Well, I got to tell you,
doesn't look too much better, honestly.
I thought seriously about dipping down to Pennsylvania this year just for the ghost pipe. If it wasn't for me and my Grammy duties, babysitting for my
they come first.
I would have been camped out in your driveway.
Yeah.
But
we have street parking, so you could just go sleep down in the tent with the tent people. They're allowed to sleep.
You're not gonna offer me a couch, huh? This is.
I'm sorry. I am just messing with you. I thought you'd find that funny.
That's okay. I prefer to be in a van under a bridge.
No, not nowadays. You'll be with. There's too many scary people out there. You're not allowed. Not in this area. But there was one thing that entered my brain. I was like, oh yeah, we're meant to show you that, and then I just forgot because I was picturing Jen just hanging out by the river, I guess. All right, so pretty droughty on the northeast coast, so I'm wrapping that up.
Getting back to the drought, real quick a minute. Can you buy tinctures in the store? Absolutely. Go to your health food store, buy them. Can you buy them cheaper? Absolutely. And we've talked about this before. They're made with cultivated mushrooms. They're less medicinal. They're heavily diluted. The ratios are more like a 1-to-5, 1-to-6 versus, tinctures like I make, which is kind of like a 1-to-1. So that's why they work so well. Years like this affect foraging. They also affect prices because of all the effort that an individual forager will have to put in order to get the medicinals. Number one, like I said, 8,000 miles I have put on my vehicle.
That's impressive. I mean,
that doesn't. I was getting an oil change every single month this summer because I don't like to go more than 2,000 miles. I prefer like 1,500 miles. I want to get an oil change. I know it sounds excessive, but that's how I am. And so our prices are going to increase. And they have. I'm trying to keep them as low as I can.
Yeah.
And I've switched shop forums from Etsy. By the way, Etsy's a great starter forum for anybody, I think.
Yeah, it's hard to maintain it'd really be nice to have our own website, which we're working on, but
well, the other thing is
Etsy can just smack you.
I don't get to connect. I don't. Well, I close the shop.
I'm gonna delist my item. I said that, and I didn't yet because I'd rather just delete mine and then rather than get a strike.
No, listen. My shop is closed. I switched. I migrated over to eBay, and eBay's kind of got a selling platform a little bit like Etsy and how the shop looks and stuff like that. But I find it a lot easier. eBay's a little bit more expensive to sell on.
Yeah, that's
But
what I noticed. But I will tell you, you should
eBay has great
register.
guarantee. They should what?
Register and get the free priority shipping if you're going to use eBay.
Yeah,
because then you get the free packaging, and that's how you balance out.
No, I still ship all my own stuff. I like to be hands-on.
Well, they mail
with
you.
it, and
They mail you the packages like for free, as long as you prove that your online business is active and stuff, and like they'll ship you stuff you order. They have like 5 or 3 free envelopes, and they have little boxes that are perfect. The ones you already use, you wouldn't have to buy them.
No, I don't buy them anymore, anyways, because I get them for free from the post office.
Yeah.
So I get my boxes. Yeah, I didn't want to send them in these big priority boxes. Even their small boxes.
They have small ones.
Like 10,
just the 5x7s. The 5x7s are an easy thing to sell, and because they fit tincture bottles, awesome. But I was trying to sell big things on eBay, and priority shipping gets freaking expensive. So I don't know.
Listen,
eBay's tough, man, and it's a different crowd. There's not a lot of like herbal remedy seekers on eBay. There's a lot of them on Etsy and all these other small niche communities, but I think
but there's a lot of dangerous tinctures on Etsy.
Same thing on eBay. I think eBay has sketchier, like random people posting stuff than not.
Well, here's the thing. I'm only going to be on eBay for a little while because you and I are going to get a website.
Oh hell yeah!
This year.
I already have the bones of it right now.
We'll have our own website, the Practical Foragers, where people can go ahead and purchase, tinctures. They can go directly to us.
And I think we're gonna head towards a direction too of like not like a subscription thing, but like maybe like a 6-month supply of this, like lock you in at something. I don't know. Like we haven't really thought of it that far, but a website is totally gonna happen. And
it has to happen. We have grown immensely.
Yeah, even YouTube is just a platform too. I mean, it's good to get new people and viewers, but like I don't know. We'll just grow organically.
I want to make it easy for people.
Yeah.
And when switching from Etsy over eBay was not easy.
No, I
really haven't had that many sales, if any, in the last couple of weeks, which is not good when I'm traveling 8,000 miles.
No, it's tough, dude. Well, you said it, and I'll say it again. Being a tincture salesman,
you don't get rich doing this.
When you're when you're doing a wild. All right, let me try to restart this. When you're doing wild foraging and you're making tinctures and you're trying to sell them on and make a living, like I mean, like pay a mortgage and whatever that is, with just tincture making and remedies and for wild crafting, and it's very hard. And I did the math one year, and it was like I think I made like $2.37 an hour or something, and it was like for what? And that was like, I don't care. I had a great time doing it. I kept doing it. And then was 2 summers ago was actually the first time I had some like good success, and I met people through there and worked on my craft, and now we have this going on, which is better for us because I'd rather be sharing knowledge with everybody, because the people that buy it are still going to buy it. I think they're mostly interested in it, and they're not going to be going out and digging in the dirt like we are out in the forest getting ticks, especially with all the nasty stuff with West Nile. All that nasty shit. I'm not trying to scare people off, but dude, like, so I think if you're if you're just if you're trying to make it that way, I mean, brutal.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I have said this a million times that going into a field like this, I mean, for me, I'm born into it. I'm sorry. I'm looking out at my front yard right now, and I see a mullein with a full-on flower stalk. One. One, I can't believe it's got flowers on it right now because I can see the yellow
in your
flowers.
severe
But
drought?
I got to go out there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go out there and haul up that mullen, root and all. After we get off the
You guys,
because
before somebody comes by and grabs it from your yard, that's how bad it is down there.
Well, nobody messes with my yard.
I'm just kidding, dude. They're like, get it.
I know, but so getting back to the whole foraging thing. This is it's in my genes. Okay, it's in our genetic structure.
Yeah, you've been doing it a lot longer than I have, so
yeah,
kudos to you.
But a lot of people are called to this.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's the true healers that are doing the deep dives, that are taking the biochemistry and the chemistry and the pharmacology classes, the bio classes, the myco classes, the botany class, whatever classes they can get online. And a lot of universities are doing them online, guys.
Yeah, they're getting popular too.
Yeah, and they have herbalist course popping up all over the place. A lot of these colleges, you can get Ivy Leagues for free online.
For free.
But you have to understand the basics, which is biochemistry and pharmacology. You've got to understand that. You also have to know growth patterns, and you have to know, companion, trees and plants and where you can find things. All that is done by taking those basic courses and learning the chemistry that exists in trees and in plants. It's not an inanimate object. They're very much alive.
Yeah.
So true healers that really do this, we are not affluent by any means. I know I've said I come from this old New England and French Canadian families and things like that. It doesn't mean that I'm a Rockefeller. No way. First of all, I wouldn't want to be one. I wouldn't want to be a Rockefeller, but in terms of wealth is what I mean. I'm just an old broad living in Maine, and this is my life. I think that if I had to think about sitting in a cubicle again, I just bury me now. Bury me, because I will die.
Yeah.
Foraging and getting meds from the natural world and constantly learning about it is something that I thirst for. I need it to survive. If I didn't have it, I would die, just like a plant does when you root it.
Yeah.
So, so in other words, it's not about the money. It's about, helping people, but this year has been very costly for me. And, I look at that and I look at the drought and I say, okay, I don't let it get me down. I honestly don't. Because I know sure as the sun is going to shine tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Things always balance out. Always.
They do. And nature finds a way, right? Just like Jurassic Park.
And I think next year is going to be a good year. And I think next year we're going to get, listen, did you know that we actually have a desert here in Maine?
And what, a desert?
Yeah, we have a desert here in Maine.
Sorry, dude. I just found this new ghost pipe article written by somebody in September. We're going to look at it here. Let me make sure it's not old. September 17th, 2025.
Who wrote it?
Ronan Lynch. And let me tell you, ready for this title?
All right, let's hear it.
A Ghost in the Woods. The Plant Haunting Social Media.
The plant haunting social media?
And people are I just glimpsed it, and they're just trash talking Facebook groups. And really, there's only one or two Facebook groups about this, so they're basically talking about probably me and some friends.
Yeah, probably us.
And listen to this. You are going to be like, wow, that name looks familiar. Why has that term been used before in our group? All right, here we go. Ready? Here, I'll share it. Remember somebody said that what is a Salish or Salish? What's that word?
Well, tell me what you're talking about.
You'll see here. Hold on. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
All right, there we go. Ready? We're going to clip it.
All right, let's hear it.
Overview of the latest Ghost Pipe article. We haven't covered this yet because we haven't done a podcast since September 6th. So this was posted on September 17th, 2025. A Ghost in the Woods, the Plant Haunting Social Media by Ronan Lynch. Environment is the subject. It is on salish.current.org.
Okay,
And
so let me stop you right there.
we'll see what
An environment piece. So that means that it's an environmentalist who's writing it.
I don't know. It just says environment, and then there's a hyperlink.
Environmentalists and herbalists are on different ends of the spectrum.
So it says environment. That's the category. So
all right.
Popularity of ghost pipe to botanists, indication that the forest ecosystem is thriving, has skyrocketed recently via social media. Updated September 23rd, 2025. As quickly as they came, they vanished. Hikers may have noticed Monotropa uniflora, more commonly known as ghost pipe, had recently emerged in shady forests in the Pacific Northwest. Ghost pipes are not uncommon. Popularity has skyrocketed with viral posts on Facebook and TikTok. The spectral stalks, ghostly white stems, and delicate flowers appear only to a few weeks each year from late August to early September. Maybe in that area, but they come in way earlier than late August.
Oh, yeah.
This person. Who
I've
are
got
you?
clients out in Washington, and they were spotting them in July.
Yeah, I know. They come out in like July and June.
But remember, if it can flower 4 to 6 times a season.
I found them in May.
People think they magically go away. They're still there. They're emerging still.
Yeah, so I don't know. Just the title of this was kind of like to me, like a clickbait grab title. So I'm not gonna. I don't know. Sorry, I'm having a digestion problem over here. All right, seeing ghost pipe is blah blah blah. I'm trying to get to the good stuff. All right.
I don't know, right?
There's like
for some reason.
Risks and unknowns and myths. All right. On Facebook foraging groups, many users harvest the plant prematurely and ask how it can be used medicinally, Yoder said.
Yoder?
Who's Yoder?
Yoder?
Yeah.
That's an Amish name.
While there is some tradition of medicinal use, researchers say much of its effects are unknown and warn of the potential risks associated with ghost pipe. Here's another quotation from Eric Burkhart, Plant Science Program Director at Shavers Creek Environmental Center in Pennsylvania. He said, there's a lot of talk online about ghost pipe being used for things like pain or depression, but there's really not a lot of ethnobotanical, botanical, or clinical evidence to back that up. He also said it's one of these. He also says it's one of these plants that have gotten a kind of mythical reputation in herbalist circles. And then he says, in the Salish Sea, Bergeron, or well, I don't know how to bioregion. Oh shit, I'm retarded. All right, in the Salish Sea bioregion, what's the South? Where is that?
I don't know. I pull up our YouTube channel, and all I have is a black screen.
All right.
So I can't see what you're looking at. So I hope it.
I hope everybody else can see it. Do you want me to try to redo it?
No.
I can see it on mine.
No, I can't. Okay, there it is. All right, Salish Current.
So I guess it's an area.
Let me get my old lady reader glasses on
man.
here. Okay, in the Salish Sea bioregion, ghost pipes are abundant, Yoder said. If harvesting, she urged doing so only from areas where it grows in clusters. They all grow in clusters. That's what I call them clutches for. And cautioned against taking too much. People will come across ghost pipe and think it's a mushroom because it doesn't look like a plant, but because it doesn't have green tissues. Ghost pipe,
yeah, it's a lot of blah blah blah. If you don't know how to harvest it properly, we could start seeing a decline in the population. She said, "I would not encourage foraging it, but it's a really special plant." So if she cared about it, she would say how to harvest it. Right here are the correct blah blah blah.
Exactly.
For those who forage,
they're using plant phobia and pit shaming.
Yeah.
And they don't even understand. Okay, they say it's a plant.
Oh, no, look, they are telling you how to, right?
Notice
here, hold on. Here you go.
I guarantee you that they won't say it's a perennial.
No, watch. I would not encourage foraging it because it's a really special plant. For those who forage, she recommends harvesting only a few stems from each cluster and leaving most ghost pipes untouched, reserve the delicate fungal ecosystems that support them. Don't even harvest the whole plant. I guess like the whole thing, said Yoder. Just take a knife and cut the heads off of 3 or 4 different stalks and leave the rest of the material. So no. All right, no.
Yeah. Listen, this person clearly doesn't know what they're talking about.
I'm sorry, Yoder, brother.
It's independent, fact-based news for Whitcomb, San Juan, Skag counties. Listen, this is clickbait as far as I'm concerned. Okay? Because,
wait till you hear the next thing he says. No, wait till you hear the next thing he says. You're about to get actually pissed. Although some people report using ghost pipe tinctures for pain, anxiety, and insomnia, just a few drops can cause headache, nausea, earaches, she cautioned. She said, you can overdose on ghost pipe tincture pretty easily. It's powerful, potent.
Oh my God.
It's powerful, potent medicine with potential toxic effects.
There has never.
So, as interest grows online, researchers like Burkhart, who oversees wild plant conservation and forest-based stewardship, have begun examining how digital platforms shape botanical knowledge and practices. His work highlights how social media trends influence the way people understand and engage plants like ghost pipe. So, like, why wouldn't somebody like this, like, just shoot us a message and be like, hey, like, like, you're clearly like reading our stuff. Like, do we gotta go private so these people stop like reading all of our posts and blogs and then writing about this shit?
What I don't like is that they don't quote us, number one.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it because
do an interview with me, man. I'm a normal guy, and I would clarify all this fake news. Read the Penn State article. Have you even read it?
Well, they don't even quote it in this article.
Well, like that's the most. And I Googled
no, they
Penn
don't.
State
They're
a
not
lot.
quoting anything. They're doing quotes, but they're
from
not
themselves. They're quoting themselves. Social media has kind of
So-
changed the game, since increased exponentially visibility, particular uses of plants and mushrooms. Facebook has the potential to make something overly visible, but it also has a potential for people to build their awareness. So yeah, I don't know. When they said ghost pipes remain delicate forest in the Salish Sea region, so this is, I guess, maybe for their habitat. I don't know. That was a weird, that was a tough read.
I can definitely, confidently say that an environmentalist
is an intern
definitely at the other end of a spectrum of an herbalist. Okay, I don't like environmentalists. Okay, it's big corporations. It's
seems
big
like
corporations. They don't want. You know what it is. You know what environmentalism to me is. The environmentalists that I've come across out in the woods and stuff like that. They don't want anyone else to touch it because they want it.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's exactly what it is. Okay, this is a field that an environmentalist has no business in. Because this isn't about an entire forest. We don't want the hardwood like they do, okay? Or, conservationists.
Yeah, I know.
Saying that they're going
and what they're not saying is this plant grows.
They're all hunters.
Yeah, and what really they're not saying either is this plant grows prolifically on the East Coast, and it's abundant enough for everybody to do whatever they want with, and if they harvest it correctly, they'll promote the growth of it. So
it's a perennial.
Yeah, they don't mention that. Man, I was hoping this was going to be a banger, but I didn't accept it. So they also said in this
all it did was piss us off.
That social media people are using ghost pipe to get popular and stuff for clicks. Well, aren't you doing that? Written by Ronan Lynch, isn't he doing that by writing about this and trying to catch a headline?
Well, he's an intern.
Well, he says he was.
Yeah, probably was. Especially because he used the entire articles based on quotes that he picked and chose without giving any credit to where he got those quotes from. So it looks like to me the intern, instead of using artificial intelligence, just like to cut and paste some things. But anyway,
It's funny
so
to
look
say
at
all
his
these
career.
Facebook
I hope he
groups.
elevates.
It says like all these all these Facebook groups. Dude, there's only like 2 or 3 like heavy ghost pipe Facebook groups, and
Yeah.
that's all I'm
And
saying.
and out of those, not too many,
So
are really given.
yeah, that
good
kind of
information.
just
Because even in our group, in the Ghost Pipe Information group on Facebook,
that's
even
the
though
most
we put
informative
down
group out of them all.
I know new people are coming, and instead of reading,
Well, that's normal in
how
every
you
group.
tincture and stuff like that, they're putting, oh yeah, this is what I tinctured in, and I use, this we got to talk about. We have to.
Oh man.
Because there's someone in the group in the last week that posted a picture of the tincture. And
yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was dry. They used dried pipes, right?
Hold on. When I saw it, I saw a hint of brown coloring in the liquid, in the menstruum. Okay, because she, this person held it up and it was against the window and I could see.
Let me see if I can find the picture without pulling up the actual name.
Yeah, the pipes in the jar, the tips were up. Did you notice that?
Hold on. You got like static going on.
I do?
Yeah. Like all of a sudden.
Weird. Hold on. Let's take off the Bluetooth.
All right, I have the picture.
How's that, better?
Yeah, that's great. All right,
Okay,
I
good.
see the picture, and it looks like iced tea almost.
Exactly.
And they're sticking out. All right, cool, yeah.
You can see the tips up. Okay, so that.
And thanks for sharing that picture. Listen, this is not like an insult or anything. This is just This is why we have the group, and this is exactly what it's here for, and this is why we're doing this. So thank you for sharing it.
And by the way, she
keep
was
asking
very
questions
proud.
in that group.
She was extremely
Yeah, it's really hard to
because
let people down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not at all.
It's a tough one.
This was her first attempt, and she was honest about it.
Hello? All right. Well, just lost Jen. That's pretty funny. Yeah, her phone started crapping out. I'm like, what is she doing? But yeah, we have a Ghost Pipe informative group, and people just get to post their Ghost Pipe results or questions or whatever it is they may have. And she's calling back. Let's see. Hola.
Hi, sorry. I don't know what's going on with the cell towers, but can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we spoke about the Ghost Pipe guy in an article. They're tuning in and hacking us. They're like, shut them up. They're like, Big Pharma's shutting us up. They're hacking her. I'm like, your phone got real.
Coming for me.
Your phone's getting real staticky after I just slammed.
No, so listen, this was her first attempt, and she was extremely proud of it. And kudos to her, because
very
guess
nice.
What? She's doing it. That's what matters.
My first one stunk to high heaven. So
yeah, exactly. So me, I'm always erring on the caution of safety. I want to make sure people are doing it right, that I understand their process. So I knew when I saw that brown tint, and I could appreciate that I had seen there was 1 or 2 pipes that I had seen that the tips were up. Did you see how they're standing up in there?
Yeah.
You can see the jar. They're kind of like standing up. So I knew that, number 1, they weren't cut up. Number 2, she must have used the wrong liquor, because sometimes when people use brandy or whiskey and things like that, the tannins, it'll do that. But that also affects the tincture, because a lot of those are synthetic flavors.
See, I thought that was from a dried ghost pipe, so I thought she had like found corpse plant.
So then, no, hold on.
So that's not what that is.
So I asked her what her process was, and but I needed to know what her process was. Did she forage it? Did she? Yeah. How did she forage it? When she put it in the tincture? How that process went? What proof alcohol? All that kind of stuff. And, eventually, after a couple back and forth, she said, I use dried ghost pipe. And I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
okay, dried
Yeah.
ghost
So
pipe.
I didn't read all that.
Yes, she couldn't get any, so she got dried ghost pipe. Okay.
Yeah.
And I told her, and we've told other people this many times, dead expired ghost pipe in situ, okay, out in the field. All right. You can collect those. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of easy to pull up. And when they do, you're going to get that root piece. Okay. That root piece, whether dry or not, is going to retain minute medicinal values. Okay.
Yeah.
Dried plants, okay, is only good for teas, salves, bombs, and that goes for any plant. Okay.
Yeah, and what I'm gonna do.
And I'm sure I'm gonna think somebody's gonna chime in and say, "No, that's not true." Okay, so that's how come ghost pipe, when you can pick it up expired, when you yourself harvest it. Now, we've talked before how I saw a lot of scams on Etsy where people were selling ghost pipe seeds. We all know you can't grow this, guys.
Yeah.
You can't, so keep your money. And selling dried ghost pipe. Okay, that's unethical. That's why that's my issue with Etsy. There's a lot of things that are being done on that platform. And
Yeah,
whenever
good for pointing that out too. I haven't really thought about it that deep, but yeah, what hypocrites.
Yeah, so
there's
I look
actually
at things like that, but it's easy for somebody for the first time doing this not to know. So the other thing was, it could have been my grammar. It could have been just miscommunication, because how many times have I told people, never tincture this in the field?
So look,
don't do it.
I got dried ghost pipe pulled up, corpse plant and corpse stage. All right, I took these. This was taken
perfect.
September 20th. So we'll click through. So this is what we're talking about: corpse stage, corpse plant, dried ghost pipe.
Yeah.
Now, I like using this for tea, but to me, it's much better in a tincture if you can get it fresh. I mean, hands down.
Yeah, you never tincture. Okay, so
yeah,
let's go over. Just give me about a minute or two on this.
All right, here we go.
Any plant, when dried, okay, it has lost over 70% of the medicinals. 70. Okay, and that's being conservative. Okay, that's being really generous on my part, because I really want to say that most plants, maybe 10 to 15% they'll keep. Okay, and they'll just be trace amounts. By the way, you're not going to have full on like you would with a live plant. So when you tincture fresh, and when you tincture, okay, tincture, just by definition, which is why you have to use this high proof alcohol, 190 proof, 151, the absolute minimum. But this is why you have to use these high proofs, okay? Because it pulls those optimal medicinals out, okay? When something is dried, a lot of people think, oh, it's just more concentrated. No, that's not how plants work. When water's gone, so is medicine. It's done.
Yeah.
So when she told me that she had tinctured with this, I could tell that this poor woman really, really needs ghost pipe. She's doing everything she can, and I commend her for doing this. Okay, because I know it takes a lot to do that, to leave yourself up for review, and you put a picture up and you're proud, and somebody could, oh, sorry, but you got a failed tincture. I feel bad. So when you use dried, okay, dried only retains less, like I said, less than 20% most times, like 15, maybe. And again, I'm being generous. It's a waste of alcohol. You are not going to get the benefit from that plant.
Yeah.
So what does that do to someone who's just doing this for the first time? It tells them that herbalism is crap. They're not going to do it. And they made it themselves and it didn't work. And they're going to tell 20 other people who are going to turn into thousands.
That or the placebo effect. They take it and they think that it works, and they say, no, mine works fine. I take it all the time. And
so this is why you tincture in high proof alcohol, and why tinctures will always be the most medicinal anywhere. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why you use dried in teas or in salves or in balms, and again, any plant, not just ghost pipe, is because it's already lost the bulk of its medicinal. We don't care. It's only going to help a little bit. Okay. And then people talk about, well, I use dried, for my tinctures all the time. Well, imagine how much better your tinctures would be if you use live. You would use less. You would save on alcohol, because instead of taking shot glasses full of this stuff, you would only need a few drops. I've got a client that's out in North Las Vegas. Okay. Every single month, she orders her ghost pipe.
Yeah.
And I noticed, because I got a great memory, I like to keep in contact with a lot of my clients, that she hadn't purchased since, what was it? The end of August, I think. Yeah, it was right around the end of August, beginning of September. So I shot her an email, because I shot her a text message, actually, because I switched forums. I don't want anybody thinking that I abandoned them, or that I'm just like gone for no reason. I'm just on eBay, guys. And that's where it is. But a lot of older people, it was already hard for them to get on Etsy. Then they had to go over to eBay, and things like that. So I sent her a text yesterday, and I said, hey, I noticed that you missed a shipment. I said, is everything okay? Here's the eBay thing again. And she wrote me back, and she said, Janice, that last bottle you sent, it was so effective and strong. She's still using it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been like
and listen,
month and a half now.
Listen, ghost pipe tincture lasts me forever, because I don't use it every day or all the time, but it can remedy you through a small period of need, and then you might not need to pick it up as much. And when people say as soon as you gain like a tolerance to it, almost, or you feel like it doesn't have the spark it used to have, you might be actually healing. You need to take less. That's what it
means.
And they're like that, like, you're not gonna, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but everybody has their own little relationship with this remedy. It's super weird.
It really is. And
I don't compare it to anything.
Doses,
I don't compare it to anything.
For different things. Different doses for different things too. And a lot of people are regularly users, because they use it to manage their anxiety or IBS or Crohn's or arthritis, depression, sleep. People still will come to me, I'll get calls and texts and messages and go, this ghost pipe, it's not really a cure-all, is it? And I say, first of all, nothing is a cure.
Yeah.
Okay. You learn to manage symptoms. That's what we do as humans. We manage our symptoms and our illnesses, and hopefully, they get better, but nothing is a cure for anything.
No.
I don't use that word. So
what's going to make me live till I'm 1,000 years old? That's what I want.
It definitely works for an array of things. I got a lot of people that take them for really bad migraines and, back problems, things like that, but sleep is a big one too, because people want to get uninterrupted sleep. You need to get your REM sleep so that, and the thing is a lot of people that suffer from anxiety and depression, regular users of ghost pipe, they notice that they use it less and less and less, that they don't have to.
Yeah.
Why? Because they're getting their REM sleep. So their parasympathetic, their sympathetic nervous system, their subconscious, their unconscious is able to work itself out during that sleep cycle, because they're getting full REM, that they are actually healing and they are feeling better. And then they'll use it for maintenance. If they have an anxiety attack or an extra bad day or just can't sleep at night, they have something natural to use. Their knees are bothering them. I've talked about, plenty of times how I had to go to the ER because I had some really bad knee issues with some swelling and arthritis. in both my knees. And I manage it all the time with ghost pipe.
Yeah, I do with shoulder pain and stress. And it doesn't flare up all the time. But
Yeah.
I
No,
actually sometimes I forget I have it. I mix it with tea. I don't take it sublingually under the tongue or anything like that. I just do a few drops in my tea, bam.
no,
And
I always do it
then
under my tongue.
and
But now that we're on that subject,
yeah.
let's talk about raw dog and tinctures.
Well, what do you have to say about it? I don't have anything to say about it.
I do. The only tinctures that you need to use sublingually in your mouth, okay, without anything in it, without, putting it in something, is something that you need fast acting, like ghost pipe, okay, for anxiety, whatever.
Yeah.
You need it to work fast. So you're going to take it sublingually because the mucosal membranes under your tongue or in your mouth, it's the fastest mode of administration into your bloodstream. You just put it under your tongue, you hold it for 30 seconds, go ahead, swallow, take a chaser, drink your coffee, do whatever. But raw dogging tinctures, my term, is what I call, like, say, the turkey tail and the reishi. A lot of people will tell me, I noticed this turkey tail tasted different this time. And I go, wait a minute. Or how are you taking your turkey tail? And they're like, oh, I just put it in my mouth. And I go, I don't even do that. They're hardcore. I won't do that. So turkey tail and reishi, things like that, you can put
hot chocolate works well. So
as long as it's not boiling, you're good. But
yeah, I know.
You put it in anything that you're drinking because you don't need it to be fast acting. You don't need it to use it for an acute situation.
Yeah. Turkey
tail and reishi is something that builds up in your system, and the care cards that go out tell everybody how to dose for, or offer suggestions on what most do for dosing, but they're the therapeutic ones for the first month. And then after that, you can kind of, so whereas a 4-ounce turkey tail and the reishi, using it therapeutically is going to last you a month. You're using it for maintenance, 4 to 6 weeks, right around there. But everyone, if you're buying from me, make sure that you're doing that therapeutic dose because you need that kickstart. Your gut biome needs it, your brain needs it, your sleep needs it, everything needs it. And then you go into the maintenance dosing, and then you don't have to take so much every day, or you control what you take. Say it's cold and flu season right now. Everybody wants to take it for preventative. Okay. People want to take it so that they don't get sick, that their immune system is up and everything's up and running. That's a good thing.
Dude, it helps. Okay. It helps so you can with your immune
back
system.
And forth. Yeah, you can switch back and forth between what type of therapeutic dose you want, or if, hey, things are great, I'm feeling good, my bowel movement's regular, because that's a concern. It really is.
Everybody's concerned with that. I don't care how old you are.
I think
everybody is concerned with their gut biome now and their parasite cleansing, and now you got sodas, bio sodas. What do you think about them, like Poppy and all that kind of stuff? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, they got sued because they had to change.
Well, it was like Pepsi got one, then Coca-Cola was like, crap, we got to get one, or vice versa. And then they like sued each other. And then
just remember, it's mass manufactured.
Yeah, it's prebiotic soda, right?
Nothing's going to be therapeutic value. Nothing.
It just has a bunch of stevia leaf in it. So whatever that is.
I have banged the drum about using artificial sweeteners or stevia.
Yeah, it's got a lot of stevia
any of that kind of stuff for a long time. I've told people forever, once you take a biochem class, you'll understand how much your body needs glucose. And
so what do you recommend? Just regular cane sugar?
Yes, 1000%. Or raw. I use raw sugar. It looks kind of like brown sugar. The crystals are a little bit bigger.
It doesn't taste as good as the granulated white sugar.
Always organic. Yeah.
Oh man.
And I drink. You know how much milk I've drank. I've talked about this before. I go through 5 or 6 gallons a week. Do I drink skim?
Dude, that is crazy, first of all.
I
That's
do.
way. You're a milkaholic. You ever see the milkaholic videos? They're terrible.
I've got my thermos full right now with
Yeah.
milk and Coke.
Oh my gosh.
I drink milk all the time. And so, whole milk specifically. And a lot of times I will go, if I'm out on my farm tours and stuff like that, I'm gonna pick up milk from the farm and I'm gonna get it right from the teat before it's pasteurized, because I like to get that big thick cream that's on the top. And then the cream I use for something else, or I'll make butter, or whatever. So in other words, I don't buy into the ADA's guidelines, the American Dietetic Association's guidelines.
Yeah.
I don't. And I cook a lot of things myself here at home. I very rarely eat out. If I do, it's because it's a farm to table or somebody made a homemade. I know where they got their stuff, because of all the chemicals that are in the foods.
Yeah.
All the chemicals that are in the foods.
We're trying to get
think
rid
about
of
all
them.
the sugars and the corn sugars and the corn syrup, and it's just crazy. So people have demonized sugar instead of the way that they're processing the
Poor
sugar and what
sugar.
they're putting it into.
Poor sugar.
Let's talk about all the chemicals, that are in,
Yeah.
a devil dog of all things. We all know, and we've laughed about it for years, and The Simpsons even made fun of it. Twinkies. Twinkies don't ever mold.
Yeah. There's a guy that has the McDonald's.
Neither does McDonald's French fries or McDonald's burgers.
Or the bread. Yeah, he still has it from what, like 20 years ago? He's got this from the 80s.
It's crazy. If
It
you
looks
don't
like you
think
could
that's
eat it.
if you don't think that's all chemicals.
Well, you ever see the guy who eats old food, like ration food from like Vietnam War and stuff? He'll pop it open and try it and eat it, and he goes, "Actually, it's still good." It's like 50 years
I think
old.
I caught him on YouTube one day, and I was like, "This guy's
I don't want to go down too big of a rabbit hole, but he's funny. He tries his stuff too.
Yeah. I have seen a video of his, and I was just like, yeah, I don't think I think I would it would taste more metal.
Yeah,
but
he
here's
eats
the thing.
old cans of food. Like, I mean, old. He'll do like a little test.
That was well before glycophosphate. Remember?
Yeah.
So,
well.
Yeah, when you have
everything.
those bomb shelter foods, I mean, it was before glycophosphate took off on all these.
Yeah, he was eating old. I think he was eating old MREs, like old army rations. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up real quick. I mean, you got anything else? I think that was a cool little hour to hang out and get our toes back in the water.
Has it been an hour?
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having
1
fun.
hour. We have 2 people hanging out, so shout out to you guys. You guys are the OGs.
Yeah. Listen, I want to circle back real quick to the brave lady making her ghost pipe tincture for the first time. I want to thank her, number one, for being proud. You should be proud, okay, because you gleaned a lot of information from a lot of different spots in order to have just the right tincture. I will tell you this: if you're using this tincture to make for yourself, get a hold of Addie or I. I'm happy to help you get through the winter and donate a bottle for you if you need it. But next year, you're going to have an unbelievable tincture, my love, because you're going to harvest it right. We're going to teach you. We're going to walk you right through it, so you have the best quality ghost pipe just for yourself.
There you go.
So thank you again for doing that. It was a great lesson, and I know a lot of people learned from it because I heard about it from several people. Yeah, so thank you for posting that. And Addie, thanks. Thanks for everything that you do too.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You put in a lot of foraging time this summer, and I'm very proud of you.
Appreciate it.
You did a great job.
Yeah, the summers are closed now. I mean, I guess I keep forgetting our last podcast was in early September, so it's like
Well, you're busy. You're busy
We're all
getting a
busy,
wedding,
but
getting a wedding
we missed 2
done,
appointments. But yeah.
and I'm
Summer
busy hunting for.
foraging
I'm
was
busy
great.
hunting for. I was busy hunting for ghost pipe that never came. I mean, at least the only place I was able to gather it was in the far northern,
Well,
mountains in Maine.
next time you go to PA, I'll dip down even further down to Tennessee.
Well, we got plenty of people that want us to go down there. We got to go see David in on his farm too.
Yeah, we'll do a whole eastern seaboard run. Make
We'll
our way
do a
to the
foray
and then
tour. Listen,
and then we'll make our way to the Salish seaboard.
I know, right? We can do it. We can do live YouTubes and do a foray tour next year.
Oh yeah, we'll be hanging out. The YouTube channel's building, so we're going to be posting probably our live videos from here and hanging out through this channel and through our new Facebook group, or not group, page in our group, because the group lives, doing them simultaneously with YouTube kind of doesn't make sense. And I don't know, that's all I got. But yeah, we'll probably do another one at some point, maybe, but you probably won't see us till November.
Yeah, because Addie's got a wedding to have. Unless, but you know, I'm probably gonna get out in the field and do an impromptu live like I usually do.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I've just been so pissed foraging.
Yeah, if you want to go film all the drought and the crispy leaves and the non-mushrooms.
You know what really sucks?
Dude, I better stop talking shit, because this happens with sports. I talk shit and then nothing.
No, listen. What really sucks, I feel bad for people that have been in my foraging hikes and forays. Yeah. I feel bad because, they pay good money. I get out there and can't even find a rustler.
Yeah, it's not even worth taking somebody out at that point.
Yeah, I feel bad. So, but yet they're learning, so you pick up with the tree association and things like that. And, you look for the dead things to show them, but.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't.
Everybody,
you still have to go out. You still have to go out no matter what in your area.
Yeah, daily.
That's why you make it a routine. That's why it's my routine.
And that's why it's healthy.
Yeah, I went out recently. I'll give you my foraging update. I went out real quick and I didn't find much. And I left because I only had an hour. And I was like, afterward, I was like, damn, dude, like, this is, how did I hike all that summer?
I know. I put a lot of miles in. I got a bunion on my right foot now that I got to get looked at.
Well,
but
we'll leave it on that one.
I know, a bunion. I'm that old.
I should have closed this out sooner.
Oh my God. I know. Listen, everybody, thank you for joining in. Eat your mushrooms. Keep your hands to yourself. Be kind to one another, and be kind especially to yourself, okay? And thanks for listening. Addie, what do you got?
I have nothing much. Wish me luck. I'll see you on the other side.
Yes, of the Mr. and Mrs.
His hand shouldn't be naked anymore. Unless we do a podcast before the wedding, but I probably won't. So, see ya.
Nah.